This is a true story. A strange man brought gasoline into a subway car and inexplicably set it on fire. The flames spread at an alarming rate. Despite the driver's desperate attempts to extinguish the fire extinguisher was almost useless. Within just 2 minutes of the fire, starting all 6 cars of train 1079 were engulfed in flames. The materials inside the train were extremely flammable and toxic, filling the air with poisonous gases. In a panic, the driver chose to abandon the train and failed to immediately report the situation to the control center. Meanwhile, the control center noticed some smoke on the surveillance cameras, but did not realize it was an act of arson. They tried to contact the train driver, but there was no response. Left with no other options, they cautiously guided an approaching train into the station, unknowingly setting the stage for an even greater tragedy. As train 1080 arrived at the platform, the driver stopped as usual. When the doors automatically opened, thick smoke instantly filled the train car. He quickly shut the doors, trying to prevent the smoke from entering. But this turned out to be a fatal mistake. Passengers saw the neighboring train being consumed by flames and assumed they would be safer staying inside their own train. However, they didn't realize that due to the fire, the train doors had automatically locked. At the same time, the station's fire doors also closed, causing a power outage. Emergency lights failed, and the station was plunged into darkness with dense smoke spreading uncontrollably, reducing visibility to nearly zero. As toxic smoke seeped into the cars of train 1080 passengers instinctively searched for an exit, only to realize that the train had lost power, making it impossible to open the doors. Minutes later, they discovered that their own train had caught fire. Panic set in as passengers desperately tried to force open the doors in the pitch-black, smoke-filled environment, but the poisonous gas was overpowering, causing many to lose consciousness. By this time, all 6 cars of train 1079 were completely consumed by flames. Those who had managed to escape found themselves trapped in the station, unable to navigate the dark, smoke-filled space with fire doors blocking their way. They had no way out, no chance of survival. Meanwhile, the driver of train 1080 once again broadcasted an announcement instructing passengers to remain calm, assuring them that power would soon be restored and that the train would be able to leave. Unfortunately, his repeated misjudgment sealed the fate of 140 passengers inside, most of whom had already lost consciousness due to smoke inhalation. Despite firefighters rushing to the scene immediately after receiving the alarm, the toxic smoke was too dense for them to extinguish the flames right away. By the time they managed to enter the train cars for rescue, only the metal frames and door remnants remained. All 140 passengers trapped inside had been reduced to ashes, and another 52 people perished on the platform. Upon analysis, it was determined that train 1080 should never have been instructed to enter the station. Both train drivers were held accountable for their severe errors, while the arsonist responsible for this tragedy was sentenced to life imprisonment for arson and murder.